Actually, it was by sheer accident that we realized that drawing could be a cognitive activity. Uh, when we looked at drawings done by children, uh, hundreds of drawings, we found that there is a clear pattern that is emerging. And, uh, and of course, these drawings were done completely free of any support, any kind of instructions. The children were left completely free, and they started drawing whenever they felt like. And it was very clear that there was a clear system that children were adopting, and it was clearly a kind of a biological prompting that was making them draw things at a certain way. So it is very clear that when we looked at the drawings as per age, very clear stage seemed to be revealing that had parallel with when children learn to walk, talk, and all that. So the developmental stages were very clear, and so of course the crawling stage is there, which is of course the scribbling stage of children. Then what is very interesting was the way children transform their three-dimensional experience, which they begin with one line drawing and then turn it into a 3D. So initially they would draw just one line drawing, as you can see it from the way the bus has been drawn, just one line drawing with one stroke. They don't even take more time on that. One stroke, they finish that. Then of course then there's a stage in which children are continuously drawing the same thing. They repeat, reiterate, and as if they are continuously studying what the bus is all about or any object is all about. And then you can clearly see slowly a development from that one line drawing into a drawing which says that there is the 2D is clear. Then finer details come in that. And then you can see suddenly that there's a drawing with all the four wheels, yet the body is in 2 dimensions, but the wheels are showing in the 3-dimensionality. Then of course then you can see a drawing of the whole bus, but it is in 2 dimension, in the sense the 3D is represented in 2 dimension. And now that drawing you can clearly see that there is a very clear study with this drawing. All the 3 drawings were done on the same day. From that it is very clear that how the child has actually started developing from looking at all the sides and then turning that into 3-dimensional, and then a final refinement. And of course at a later stage, the next stage is when they reach the whole 3-dimensional picture of that. And as they grow, as the children grow up, naturally they reach a very fine stage. This is quite an unusual drawing in which the child has drawn the bus from top. He has covered all the 5 sides, top, 2 sides, and front and back. So on the whole, it is very clear that drawing has been used as a cognitive activity, and it's almost like an adaptive process. Children adapt to a new situation of 2-dimensionality. And at one level, the cognition of the real world is taking place, and they are trying to understand that in terms of 2-dimensional space. So naturally, the activities would involve first, of course, observation, then they draw, and there is a deeper sensitivity that is called for to actually observe, and this leads to thinking, imagination, observation, reiteration, meaning drawing again and again. And it requires a fair amount of abstracting the 3D to 2D. It requires it's a high order kind of intelligence that is required, and reflection naturally is happening, recollection of recollection, category creation, story creation, like the way children do when they learn to speak from a word. How do they begin to expand it to more and more words and create stories? And of course, intelligence is involved. Aesthetic sense naturally get developed in the whole process, because as they learn to compose things, which is also a very natural process. And of course, it calls for development of patience, creativity. And of course, all this is based on one single activity called observation. Do take part in this activity, because this is an activity for understanding children and enabling us to understand our own conditioning that has taken place because of a kind of engagement that you've had with literacy. Children are trying to bridge this gap by using drawing as a cognitive tool, first of all, to connect the three-dimensional world and two-dimensional space. So this is a very, very important activity in the context of modernity, because when we talk about 21st century skills, I think more important is to understand that senses are our primary tools, and that has to be given most importance, because without the tools, without the senses, there is no understanding of the world. So children are actually showing us the way that drawing as a bridge between orality and literacy. So do join us in our experiment, or do join us in our exploration.